Hi everybody, you join us today for a special Team Clueless 40k day we're having at my factory here. So we are doing a 3-staged game campaign today. So the first game of the campaign is played on 2 separate tables, and we are, Mark over there and myself, are 2 Inquisitors who have been sent into either this city here or this rural backwater over here to search for cult activity. We have found some. It's these 2 fuckers. So Mark and I pulling out our handy-dandy Imperial communicator, which is miniaturised into this massive building-sized object here. There is one in the centre of each table. So, during the first game, Mark and I will each set up in the centre of one of the tables, and the 2 cults will arrive surrounding us on the edge of each table, like so. We are going to be using I'm not sure what I actually call it, I call it the bolter action rules that I kind of invented, which involves placing little markers into a dice bag for each of your units in play, and then during the turn you draw out one of those markers, then that unit gets to act. There are various other additional rules that kind of like charge reactions and stuff, just to make it a bit fairer than would seem, but it seems to work quite well for small games like this, and we're going to use that today. You'll hopefully see a little bit of it in action. If you've seen it on a previous video or on a video on Doom's Dark Siege channel, I'll put a couple of links down here. You can go and see it in action if you like. I will, I always do that. So we're going to play these 2 games. So the Inquisitor has to send out information. It's a little bit of a lopsided game, because this is a campaign. You don't need to make all the games exactly fair and exactly symmetrical. So in this game, the antenna in the centre there has a special token in the dice bag that you draw out, and whoever controls the antenna at that point of the turn scores 2 victory points. You also score a victory point for a kill point as normal, and for controlling the antenna at the end of game turn 5. The game will only last 5 turns. Whoever has the most victory points at the end of those. Even if you can be completely wiped out, if you've got the most victory points still, you can still win, because it's all about getting the information back to the Imperial big high-ups. Okay, so let's see what forces we are bringing today. Let's swing over to... Who should we go to? We'll go over to Mark first.
Yep.
Mark, what do you bring? That looks like an awfully big force for...
It's stuff on the box for the first game.
Just the stuff on the box, so explain it to the viewers.
So, dude at the front is my Warlord, Inquisitor D. Trump, the Ordo Xenos Inquisitor.
Oh, he sounds like a racist bastard.
He does sound like a racist bastard. He's got a power...
He's going to get us banned from YouTube.
This is true. He wants to build walls, that's why he's got the AdMech. Yeah, he's got a power sword, he's got tiny hands, so it kind of looks like a power glove. He's got 3 dudes, normal dudes with nothing special on them. I have the Ruststalkers today, 5 of them, no upgrade. I've got...
That guy has an invisible base, it's pretty clever.
Yeah, he's like ninja. He's like, and kicks people in the face.
Nasty.
We've got 5 of the Infiltrators and, 5 of the, I've got their names now.
Vanguard
And 5 of the Rangers. The Rangers have the plasma guns, 2 of them, not the plasma guns, sorry. The
Haywire guns.
Yeah, the Haywire guns. I've got this guy, he's got no upgrades, so he's just got the bog standard eradication beamer.
Nice. Just to quickly explain today, Mark and I are playing with an Inquisitor because it's in the story, but we don't need to follow the normal detachment rules. We're using a special detachment that gives our troops obsec, but it lets us mix Inquisition with, in this case, AdMech markers taken. So let's go over to my force. Apologies for the wandery camera as I wander around the table, but I can't be bothered to separate out the video today because it's going to be a long one. So, I have also bought an Inquisitor down here. I haven't given mine a name. I'm going to call her C. Clinton, maybe. So, they have an Inquisitorial Henchman squad, a couple of Crusaders, 3 Death Cult Assassins, and then at the back there, the rest of that squad, we have 3 Plasma Gunners and 2 bog standard dudes. Hidden in the middle, I didn't realise I'd displayed them that way, I have 5 Iron Hand Scouts. The story is on this planet, it's controlled by the AdMech, it's a production planet, and it has a small contingent of Iron Hand Space Marines backing them up. So we also have some Stern Guard there, with a couple of Heavy Flamers, and then rounding out the Inquisitorial detachment, we have a Squat Techno Savant, or a Jokero in your words, and 6 henchmen with bolt guns. That's rounding out my 450 points. So let's see what Nick is bringing. Nick has 600 points because the cult is ambushing us and it's a little unfair. Okay, Nick, what have you got?
So we've got 8 Khorne Berserkers. We've got 8 Bloodletters.
Nice, I'm liking the use of the 8 number there, Nick.
Yeah.
Very corny.
5 possessed.
That appears to be the wrong number, Nick. Surely there should be 8 of them.
I can add more if you like.
Well, if you pay the points, take out the Hellbrute, maybe.
No, then that ruins the formation.
Damn it.
We've got a Chaos Lord in Terminator armour with an Axe of Khorne.
Yep.
And we've got a Hellbrute. So I've actually been able to get the Slaughter Cult formation with the auxiliary so I can produce the blood point each turn.
Nice.
And I get to...
That seems fun. And you and I are fighting on this table, aren't we?
Yes.
Not looking for my chances. Okay, usually Sai does very well with the painting gods by fielding fully painted forces. He is slightly letting us down today.
Well, I've only kind of just started collecting Genestealer cults, and it's sort of my first outing with them.
No problem. Well, let us know what all the models are, because I have no clue, having never played against them.
Okay, started off with an armoured sentinel with an autocannon.
Yep.
You've got a Magus. He's a level 2 psyker, and he has got a couple of familiars.
Yep.
The familiars basically just give you an extra couple of attacks. So these ones at the front are the Aberrants, and they've got power hammers, I believe I gave them.
Yep, they look big and nasty.
Yeah, and they have Feel No Pain as well, which is quite nice. Behind them, you've got hybrid metamorphs, and they've got the metamorph claw, which gives them extra 2 strength.
Very good.
This unit is I always get these ones wrong. They're the Acolyte hybrids. They've got a leader in there, the Cult Icon, which I quite like because it gives them an extra weapon skill. And there's also a Rock Drill and a Rock Saw in there.
Ooh, glad I'm not fighting these guys, Mark.
And lastly, I've got 2 units of Nephite hybrids. They've both got a leader. The first unit has 2 grenade launchers, and the second group has 2 mining lasers.
Okay, well, that is a lot of stuff to kill. Luckily, Mark has brought his AdMech, and they've got loads of guns. Okay, so we're going to set up now and then come back and see what type of video we're going to do. I think we might kind of like report on both of them at the end of each big turn and see how that strings together. Wish us luck. Okay, so this is the setup here. I have set up in this centre here, surrounding this nice antenna. Nick has surrounded me. Over here, he has his berserkers. He's got these demons over there, the evil Hellbrute, which I think I'm going to really struggle with there, and his possessed over there with his lord. I am just inside here. You can see I've got my heavy flamer armed stern guard on the bottom there. My Jacaro is up the top here, or Squat is up the top there, who has the best chance of taking out a Hellbrute. Coming over to this side of the table, Sai has basically surrounded Mark with faceless grey plastic, and Mark is in the centre with his nicely painted army. God, that's just weird. So Mark has got his giant tanky thing there. I think these are going to be your key, aren't they, Mark? The infiltrating things.
Yeah, these are ones that are good against the look good AV, so they're actually not very good against that.
Okie
I haven't
dokie.
got the broken ones.
And then Mark's got his 3 dudes there holding an objective. I got it slightly wrong earlier. Elites and troops in the little detachments Mark and I get to use have objective secured. So we're really good at holding that central objective, which is the advantage we get. Okay, which of you two's got the dice bag? Let's just quickly show the viewers what we mean. So, you should really have an opaque bag for this, but this one we can see through. So in there you can see we have little pink beads, which represent Mark, and then we have little purple beads to represent Sai. That little yellow bead in there is to represent the antenna going off. So Mark, close your eyes and dip your hand in the bag. Let's just check he has got his eyes closed. And this is what happens. Basically, you
Cool. Pan the
draw
camera
up
up. I
there.
don't want to see that.
Boom!
Okay, so a little purple one has come out. So Sai gets to move, shoot, and assault with one of his units. If he attempts to assault a unit that hasn't had its action that turn, then that unit gets a special charge reaction. So if you were to, say, charge a really shooter unit, that shooter unit could do a charge reaction of shoot, which means they get to fire at their full ballistic skill instead of snap firing with their Overwatch. Or if they wanted to, they could try and run away. But if they took the shoot action and managed to stop the unit from charging them, they then couldn't shoot when their action comes up later in the turn. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense when you're playing. Okay, we will come back after this turn.
Right, end of table 1, turn 1.
I'm afraid it's the game who finishes first gets to claim table 1.
No, but Si rolled the highest, so he chose table 1. Right. This is the order of the initiative. So as you can see, the Genestealer's got the high proportion of the early game. So that certainly makes things interesting for me. However, I'm the only one that managed to get any VPs on the door, and I scored number 3. Probably one of the most interesting things that happened this turn is his Patriarch has got the summoning power. Magus, he summoned over 10 of these Acolyte dudes. They had a rock laser, they had 2 of the grenade launchers. So I figured this guy is pretty much mincemeat if he gets to shoot, because he had 2 lasers here. So that's the equivalent of 4 las cannons and about 6 grenade launchers down here. So I figured that my first action was to assault in this newly summoned unit. Down here we had 2 more of his Acolytes. They got charged by my Infiltrators, and they essentially made short work of them, which is pretty good. My 2 guys, I had 5 guys down here, has been whittled down to 2. The Sentinels lost a whole point, but obviously Sai is quite a heavy assaulty army, so he's pushing on me very, very heavily. And I've got a funny feeling next turn is where he's going to start wiping into me and assaulting me. So yeah, there's definitely very much a setup turn so far.
Okay, so Nick and I have finished our first turn. The 2 slow coaches over there are still playing away because Sai's bought a homogenous army. So we'll explain what happened in our turn. Okay, so it started off. Nick moved up over here, didn't you, mate?
Yeah, you moved bloodletters.
With the bloodletters. I then responded by moving forward with my Stern Guard and heavy flamering them. Nick doesn't really have any range weapons. He doesn't really have a whole lot of choice other than sprint towards the centre, hope enough survives, and then butcher me in close combat.
Yeah.
So I've taken out all but 2 of the bloodletters there. What happened to your Hellbrute, Nick? That was a funny story, wasn't it?
Hellbrute, before you activate everything, your guy's there, and you got your...
My little Jokero gave them all rending, so they got rending bolt guns.
Yeah. So they fired at the Hellbrute, did 1 whole point to him.
Blew off his multi-melter.
Penetrating sort of hit, blew off the multi-melter, and it caused the Hellbrute to literally just charge.
Yeah, the rage table, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it literally just charged towards you as much as he could.
Which wasn't so good, because then I plasma gunned it to death.
Yeah, then you managed to plasma gun it to death with them.
I managed to not kill any of my Acolytes, which I was quite pleased with.
Yeah, you got 1 get hot.
Yeah, but managed to make my armour say, good old flak, protecting guardsmen forever.
And the other things that happened were my Berserkers have moved up into the cover.
Yep, they're a bit slow, weren't they?
Yeah, you've shot them with the scouts and took out 2.
Yeah, I was rolling pretty hot this turn.
You've done really well, and obviously the Possessed, they've been able to run up pretty far actually.
I've ignored the Possessed, my problem. I think I've put a bit of hurt on all your other units, but the Possessed I haven't hurt, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to really hurt that Chaos Lord. I'm going to hopefully kill the rest and then survive. Because I killed his Hellbrute, Nick has built up to 2 blood points, and he gains 1 every turn for his formation. So he's got 3 blood points for start next turn. Do you think you're going to be using them?
I'm pretty certain I'm going to use him for Feel No Pain, just for trying to get into this for the turn.
Gives you a bit more survivability.
Yeah, and then I can give everything Furious Charge and Rage as well, which a lot of stuff I think is going to have it anyway. But
yeah, it gives some of the units bonus. Yeah. I think it'll give Rage to the Bloodletters if they're still alive, and it'll give Furious Charge to the Berserkers maybe.
Yeah, but as I say, it's then all depending on how I roll now for the... It was kind of first...
You've got to get in. If you fail charges, you're in trouble, I think.
The first turn I basically wanted to move into the cover to give me the protection.
Yeah.
And try and move as far to the end of it as could. Like the Possessed have, the Chaos Marines unfortunately at the start. But then next turn it's how far I can get through the cover to then get the hopefully get the charge in.
That's
if
it.
I get the charge in next turn, I'm in trouble.
My first turn, I had to kill the Hellbrute because in close combat, I'm relying on crack grenades.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to cut it versus a Hellbrute. So that's our first thing. We're just going to wait for these guys to finish, then we'll do that video, and then we'll progress to turn 2.
Right, the end of table 1, turn 2. The initiative came out quite biased in favour of me this turn, which was sort of reasonably advantageous. In simple terms, these guys fired their 2 galvanic arcs down here, managed to take out the Sentinel. These guys continued their assault round the corner, and with the shooting from these 2, managed to kill him.
Took out the hybrids again.
Yep, took out the hybrids. The Metaforce have made it into assault with the Dune Crawler. They've taken off 1 whole point and immobilised him, so he's pretty much out of the game, certainly for the rest of the time. These guys, as I said, did the shooting. Sai attempted to come around this corner, attempted what was probably about a 6-inch charge, but only rolled a 4, so it's quite lucky for me. And these guys are obviously getting closer, so it's certainly starting to feel like the noose is starting to tighten on the poor Inquisition forces. So we'll just see if Sai's got enough time to start racking up the points to counteract what I've got so far. At the moment, 7-0.
End of table 1A's turn. So this turn, what happened? So let's see.
Sorry, grabbing that one.
Over here, Nick quite cunningly charged his 2 remaining bloodletters at my heavy flamer stern guard to absorb their overwatch, which was quite well done because he got first action. And then he got another action and attempted to charge his berserkers into my stern guard. Failed to make the charge, which was pretty useful for me.
Yep.
Over the other side of the board, I fired my big Inquisitorial squad and my scouts at Nick's Chaos Lord and his unit. Failed to get a single wound. Nick didn't even need to make a save. I got nothing through. No hits, no wounds.
And you got to get hot and killed one of your
Oh
own
yeah.
guys.
And then Nick charged into me, and the combat is ongoing. My Inquisitor is in a challenge of Nick's Chaos Lord. Not favourable for me, as I have no invuln save, and Nick has Terminator armour, and I don't have AP2. And his what are they? They're possessed, aren't they?
They're the possessed, yeah.
Utterly rinsed my squad. They killed 10 of the 11 members of the squad in assault, and I killed one of you back.
Yep.
Even though I had loads of power weapons at high initiative, not good. Not a good turn there at all. The scout's still alive on top. What else is happening? Down here, these guys moved out, put a little bit of fire onto the berserkers, managed to whittle them down to 3 members. Then the stern guard charged in, thinking it's better to charge than be charged. I managed to kill one of Nick's in assault, and he killed none of mine. So that was reasonable.
Again, did badly with the rolling.
The victory points on the doors are 6 to me, none to Nick at the minute. But this game is weighted, so the Imperials should win early and then lose late on if the Chaos, or Cult in this case, do well.
Although I'm not surviving very well.
You are not.
And
Your feel no pain was pretty helpful there.
Yeah.
How many kill point, death point things have you got to spend at the start of your turn?
It's only going to be 2. I haven't got 3 books. So I've got 1 for the bloodletters without dying.
Yep.
And I didn't finish any other squads off, so I only get 1 for obviously at the start of my turn. So I only got 2. So I'm going to have the Furious Charge and Rage and Adamantium Will if I want
Yep.
to. So
No problem.
I might go for that.
Or you might save up for feel.
I might save it's 1 more point than Phil, so I'm going to get Phil no pain next turn. So I think I might save the points this time.
Let's see how we get on.
Right, this is the end of game turn 3. So I've got really lucky this turn in the initiative orders. As you can see, I got the yellow token nice and early when I was still scoring it, and then I had 3 of my tokens. The basic surmise is these 4 guys down here managed to charge in and kill my dude after they shot and killed 1. Luckily enough, Donald Trump is still alive. He's hanging around in his unit. He's essentially, unfortunately, surrounded now. These guys are just kind of pushed around the corners a bit. He's moved his matriarch. He's hiding around here, so we can still do his summoning shenanigans. The aberrants managed to get the assault off and killed my 3 guardsmen and now controlling that objective. Down here, these guys managed to wipe out the small unit that was in combat, and these guys didn't manage to hurt me at all. So that was overall a pretty good turn for me.
My summoning went well again. Metamorphs with lashes and hand flamers, so these guys ran away from them.
Yep, ran away bravely because they couldn't assault because he had 4 D3 goddamn flamer hits. So yes, that is the end of my turn.
Okay, end of our turn 3. So it has turned a little this turn. First of all, because everything was engaged in close combat, all my shooting units didn't really get to do anything, so my scouts have moved down to secure this objective still.
I got a VP.
Nick is this squad over here is sprinting this way, protecting their squat techno savant. Over here are 2 units of marines slap-fested each other, dealing no wounds. And over there, Nick's possessed, slaughtered my Inquisitor and her allies. The scouts are not looking favourite to survive.
Took 1 more possessed out as well, though.
I did kill another possessed. So that is the scores on the doors at the end of that turn. I have 8 VPs and Nick only has 2. But remember, this game isn't supposed to be entirely balanced, so that's not showing exactly what's happened.
And more important as well is I'm up to 4 blood points.
Yeah, so Nick can do.
I'm going to get 5 at the start of my next turn. I can summon bloodletters and fleshhounds.
That could be pretty useful.
So, and also get the feel no pain or something else for an earlier one.
So that's not good for me. Okay.
Right, okay, this is table 1's turn 4. Yeah, take 2. I pressed the wrong button when recording it. All right. Right. I managed to summon a nice big blob of Nephite hybrids here. They rolled a 5 on their Cult Ambush and got an extra shot shooting round at Mark's unit here, which were the Rust Stalkers. This is still going on, although the Walker has had a second hull point taken. My Metamorphs that I summoned managed to flame here and this unit and take out one warrior, but unfortunately lost quite a bit when they tried to assault. My Acolyte Hybrids over this side did assault the Inquisitor and his squad. Took out the last Rust Stalker, but unfortunately got wiped out in the process. And my Magus and the Aberrants have basically stayed put. They haven't really done a lot yet, so that's it. On to the final turn.
Okay, Nick and I have finished our game, our turn 4. So this game, it's drawing to a bit of a close. I retreated away with my Jacaro and his squad, and they shot at the Possessed, actually doing pretty well, taking down 2 of the Possessed and actually wounding a Chaos Lord. Then the Possessed squad charged in and eviscerated all the scouts.
The Chaos Lord got...
he got wounded by the scouts overwatching.
When I charged in.
Down here, we slap-fested, but Nick managed to kill one of me. But the main thing Nick did was he summoned 5 Flesh Hounds. So turn 5 is the last turn of the game. I am 10-3 ahead, but it doesn't look like I'm gaining any this turn. And there are some rewards for doing stuff at the end of the game, which Nick may well be able to secure for himself. So it's still a little touch and go.
Right, end of turn 5 and end of the game. Obviously, I was very, very limited on units and numbers now. So basically, I bravely ran away. Donald Trump left his unit and sort of said, you boys, you helped build the wall. Human wall, Operation Human Wall. And luckily enough for me, that was enough to keep Donald Trump alive and probably won me the game. So, yep, the Aberrants charged in, killed the 3 remaining dudes. This close combat as well is still ongoing. And these guys are over here. Magus is still holding the objective. So at the end of the game, I managed to keep Trump alive. And this means it is 9-10 overall on the score. So I just about edged out a win for Team Imperial.
Colt was brilliant, though.
That was an awful lot of stuff for me to kill. Yes, I feel like, just wading through summoned unit after summoned unit.
Stalkers, though, were awesome.
MVPs, weren't they? I think they killed, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 units today?
3 definite units.
3 definite units. They at least hurt 1 more. They killed, so yeah, they were just absolutely phenomenal. They just seem to be everywhere. They're so quick and mobile, and they catch people off guard time and time again. So, and as Cody said, the infiltrators are a little bit better as well. And I would agree with that as a statement.
I've not really played against a Mechanum force. Odds and ends as part of a scenario that Curly's created, but not an actual force by itself.
Yes. So, another a fine victory for the Imperials there.
Okay, we have come to the end of the game. In case I forgot to say earlier, this game is strictly 5 turns. It's whoever's winning at the end of those 5 turns. Imperials win in a draw. Okie dokie. So this turn, Nick summoned Fleshhounds, attempted to charge down over here. Nick, what happened?
I was 1 inch. You killed 1 in the Overwatch.
Yep.
We've changed it from a 6 inch to a 7 inch charge.
What did you roll?
I rolled 6, and with the fleet, I re-rolled and got 5. I re-rolled both dice.
Yep.
So obviously, I didn't want to try a full.
Didn't make it in. We were uncertain whether you could actually catch me, but failing that, you couldn't. Over here, though, you managed to defeat those.
Over
for this
here,
turn.
I won the challenge.
Yep.
And then I didn't kill any of the others, but you failed leadership.
So I was running.
And
so
you ran away.
End of the game, I'm running. I count as destroyed in that regard. And you controlled the objective this turn.
Yep. So I put myself up the 2 from control there. So we were up to 5.
So it's 10-5. It seems like a big wide gap,
there's
but
extras in there,
there's
so
extras. So at the end of the game, you control the objective, so you go up to 6.
Yep.
If you'd have wiped me out, then you'd have gone up to 7. And if
I
you'd have
got-
killed both of those, in fact, so you're actually on 7 already because they count as destroyed at the end of the game.
That's 7.
So it's 7-10. If that had gone on 1 more turn, I'd have been wiped out and I'd have lost heavily.
Yeah.
So I'm quite happy with the balance there. I'm pleased about that.
That was reasonably good. I say
It's difficult to do an asymmetrical mission like this.
And it's the I have no range weapons, so
Yeah.
it's kind of it was the Hellbrute turn 1.
Hellbert, I was really lucky to kill.
Yeah. Your turn 1 rolling was fantastic.
Yeah,
For shooting. You just
really
got loads
good.
of- And then basically the 2 turning points we just said. The Hellbrute turn 1, if he'd been there, and the Berserkers failing their charge turn 2. If they got in the charge there. Okay, the combat still might have gone on a bit, but you may not have been over here with them.
That's it. It was good. I enjoyed that. That was nice and quick and simple, and it worked. So you have managed to kill my Inquisitor. So because this is a 3-game campaigny thing, if I had survived with my Inquisitor, I would have got to use him in the next game on the Imperial side. But because he has been captured by the Chaos cultists, they're going to torture him and do horrible mutations to him and demonically possess him. And the result of this is, in the next game, Nick gets to field an Eversaw Assassin, which is basically the mutated, corrupted Inquisitor. It comes with a Demon Rule and Eternal Warrior, so it's better than a normal Eversaw. They've done some evil shit to it. You'd think they should do that to their Chaos Lords to make them a lot better. So Nick gets an Eversaw to use next game, but because I've won this game and have extra intelligence for the start of the next game, I get one use of a barrage that I get to fire in one of my shooting phases next game. So I've gained a bonus as well. If Nick had have won, he'd have gained a similar bonus, but he'd have also got pluses to his initiative. But the Imperials can't go first in the next game, so I don't gain those bonuses. Okay, hopefully the others have finished their video at a similar time to this, and I've edited together in some cunning way that makes sense. We'll see. In case this is the last video, I'll probably make it the last video. I'll put a linky down here once it's all on YouTube, and I'll link to the next battle report, which will be for the game 2, which is a big 3-player game where the Imperials start in the centre of the board and both cults attack from either side. One of the cults is looking to be victorious to wipe out the other. So there should be a linky below somewhere.
Or what will more likely happen, just come back out of this one, go to the next video. And
Yeah, go and look at our videos list. So that is that done.